many years ago, actually the roots of my three-dimensional style started here in South Florida. I used to come down to do the outdoor art shows after I finished college, finished art school in New York City in the late 1970s. So I started doing the outdoor art shows here in the 80s. And it was really the first place that I started to collect a lot of great feeling from collectors, and really the first people that started collecting my work were from Fort Lauderdale.
The museum is proud to host this exhibition of Charles Fazzino's work, specifically the commissioned work for the Fort Lauderdale Centennial, which of course we'll be celebrating in 2011. I mean, the museum sort of firmly believes that, we're about the visual history of our civilization. Well, our civilization here in Fort Lauderdale is only 100 years old, and somehow Charles has managed to pack it all into this one work of art, which will be unveiled this evening. But what I think is really exciting about Charles's work is that there's a social purpose to it, and the excitement around having the exhibition here, the excitement around the poster, the fact that we're getting politicians here and members of the community and the Centennial Commission really shows us the importance, the social purpose of works of art, and that's what I'd like to underscore with this evening's event.
I've been commissioned by the City of Fort Lauderdale to do the Winter Boat Parade artwork, as well as commemorate 100 years of Fort Lauderdale. So what I've come up with, I wanted really something, the exhibit to be sort of a cross-section of everything between my three-dimensional artwork as well as bringing in some sort of history and historical facts into each piece of art. The focus of the exhibit is the Faces exhibit, and each one of the faces depict a certain decade in the history of Fort Lauderdale, and each one of the portraits are fictitious and not real, but the inside of the diorama, or I should say the visionograph, is based on historic facts. And they're really something that have to be seen. You have to get into the face of the person, look through their eyes, and it sort of gives you a glimpse into that particular decade. In the Faces of Fort Lauderdale, I picked one of the characters to be a woman that was stationed at Port Everglades. The history of Port Everglades in the 1940s, there was actually a Flight 19 that was lost. A whole group of men were lost in the Bermuda Triangle. So what I did was I dreamt up one of the guy's girlfriends, and she finds a bottle on the beach off of Port Everglades and writes a love message to her, and then throws it out into the ocean, hoping that the message will reach him, that maybe he'll come home. Well, South Florida and Fort Lauderdale has a notorious history for hurricanes, and I felt to leave out 100 years without incorporating a hurricane would be something that wouldn't be right for the history. So this particular installation has to do with Hurricane Cleo that came in the 1960s. So this is sort of a timeline, like a snapshot of a beach and a beach receptacle of everything left in the 1960s, and possibly what it would have been like the day before the hurricane started coming in. But I was really trying to connect with, rather than just do a beach scene or just do things that have to do with the geographics of Fort Lauderdale through the 100 years, I really wanted to connect with the people who have really may have made Fort Lauderdale what it is today. There's a reason why everybody comes here, whether it be the sunshine, whether it be the beach, whether it be for a job or for any other reason. And I wanted to really bring that feeling across of why people come here, why to Fort Lauderdale, not to Miami, not to Palm Beach.